Met Matt and Andrew several years ago. Just really awesome guys as far as giving the information, really making the industry better. They care about the contractors. They care about, really how the whole process works. And then they're very honest as far as when we have a claim, to give us their honest opinion as far as whether or not we want to pursue that or not. And then once they, receive that claim, they really do a great job at following up with the homeowners, making sure that they're representing our company, because at the end of the day, our client is trusting us to put them in touch with the best in the industry.
What's up, everybody? It's Lee Meteorologist here for our live coverage of the storms that are moving towards the Shreveport area, and we're also kind of go into a little bit of what's been happening so far this evening. I was out storm chasing a bit with Derik a little bit earlier, so we weren't really able to go over too much. But let's just jump right into what's happening right now. So we have, if we roll that radar back a little bit, we had 3 different storms heading towards Shreveport. This one off to the north was the most interesting. The correlation coefficient was a little lower. So right side here, correlation coefficient, or as I'm just going to say CC, a little easier to say. This is normal radar. So here on that right-hand side, that's where you're going to see the hail show up better. When those greens and blues show up, that usually means you're seeing some bigger hail in here. And you see those higher reflectivity returns. Looks like over by Brownlee and over by Red Chute, just little towns just north of Shreveport, had some probably $1.25 size hail there just a few minutes ago. The storm I was actually more interested in, looks like this one's gonna stay south of Shreveport, but we also had by Greenwood another area. Looks like some quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail on the south side of Greenwood, right over that Texas border. This is looking, yeah, it's dropping quarters now in Keithville. So this is just south of downtown, of the main city center of Shreveport. And then the most impressive looking storm here to furthest to the south, this one was just north of Carthage, Texas. You can tell where that CC bomb is pretty clear, where you got those greens and blues really showing up really clearly. That's probably dropping some pretty big hail as well, moving in. Yeah, they're just wonderful quarters, really. Well, it's probably dropping bigger than quarters based on what I'm looking at here on radar. Let me just check one other thing. Maybe there is. No, it's definitely dropping a lot of pretty big hail here, guys. And this is heading into Longstreet, Louisiana, and then this is going to go in the general direction of Mansfield here in a little bit. So I had a little bit of a gap in the radar. I think when all the storms went over the radar, it kind of froze for a second, but got these storms. Again, they're moving to the southeast. They're a little messy, but we also have off to the north, Linden, Texas. They just got hit with some pretty good size hail. Probably some $1.25 size hail there as well. There's also a tornado warning. This is also heading towards Shreveport, so we're going to have to watch this pretty carefully, see if it hits Shreveport in a little bit here. And then also I'm going to jump into Texas. We do have some storms here in Texas that kind of have my attention. So this is going to be shifting gears a bit over to the Houston area. This is by Anderson, Texas. This storm's looking pretty good, actually. Let me bring it down to just 2 panels for you guys. Got a nice hail spike on this. So this is dropping golf ball size hail in just on the north sides of Navasota, Texas. So this is right along State Highway, was it 65 or something? what's the state highway? State Highway 6 that goes from College Station down towards Houston. That's where this storm is rolling, and this is actually looking pretty good here. Now that I'm looking at it a little more clearly, I brought it up right before I went live, and I didn't really get a chance to look at it too much. The town of Navasota probably just got, again, north sides over by State Highway 6. Probably got some ping pong and golf ball size hail, and this is moving in a favorable direction for Houston. So my focus may change a bit here. What do we got it warned for? It's warned for quarters right now, but again, when you see the spike right where my mouse is at, that little hail spike there, that always indicates you have pretty large hail, usually at least golf ball size. So again, this is moving to the south and to the east here, pretty much right along, which highway is this one now? Highway 249. And yeah, the storm's strengthening too, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on this because Houston is down the way a little bit on this one. So this could end up being a storm for Houston. Houston did have a low chance for some hail today, and it really just kind of came down to if storms were going to form that far south, and looks like they did. So if it can hold itself together, we could be in for a pretty decent storm. So we'll see how that goes. Further to the north, looks like Huntsville is getting impacted with a weak thunderstorm at the moment. They had a pretty intense hailstorm a little while ago. And then we also... Why are my comments not showing up on my screen here? Alright, well, I got the comments on my phone, so don't worry, I got you. Storm ahead towards the woodlands, maybe? Yeah, Jared, that's definitely what we're talking about. It's moving towards the woodlands. Yeah, so that's... I know that that's like up here somewhere. So, and then what else do we got? Oh yeah, and we also have this other storm. This is a little bit further north in Trinity County and in Polk County over by Corrigan. This looks like also a $1.25 size hail as well. So again, we're watching this pretty closely heading towards Houston. This has my attention. It's still got ways to go. It's closer to College Station right now than it is to Houston, but this could be heading towards like sections like Stagecoach and Tomball and stuff pretty soon here, and it's looking strong, looking healthy. So, dropping up to golf ball size hail. So we'll see how this evolves. Let's jump back over to the Shreveport radar site, or I guess overview of it first, and see. Okay, we got a ping pong ball report that came in now in Keithville, Louisiana. $50 report has come in as well in Red Chute. So this is all in the Shreveport area. We got a couple storms that we're watching here, kind of bisecting this, or going around the city a little bit. So we have Red Chute. Again, it looks like this is pretty much past folks here. $1/4 to $50 size hail in Red Chute. And what's this little neighborhood, or a little community, Eastwood? This is along Highway 80 and right by I-20 in Shreveport. I think the hail now in Houghton, I want to say, or Houghton, on West McKinley Avenue. That's your little area of quarters there as this continues to move to the southeast. We have ping pong ball size hail. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good here. So this is Keithville, so I guess this is a suburb of Shreveport, just south of Shreveport here, really close to I-49. You can see the right above my head, the CC's really bottoming out quite a bit. And again, this is right around where they saw those ping pong ball size hail. And it's looking a lot better on radar than it did a little bit ago. It's possible that the radar really close to Shreveport, when you're really close to Shreveport, is kind of crappy because it's right by the city. And there's a lot of interference and noise to kind of mess things up a little bit. But we're pulling away from it, and you can see, again, right above my head, the lower CCs, the lower correlation coefficient, indicating some large hail. So anywhere along, looks like Missile Base Road. Oh, is this like a, are we in a, what am I thinking of, like Air Force Base or some military base? Linwood Ave, and over by I-49, south of Shreveport here. Again, probably ping pong ball size hail, maybe even close to golf ball size hail. As this continues to move to the southeast, away from Shreveport, and we have another storm. This one was starting to look kind of like the Shalvett storm itself. It had a lot of big hail with it, and now, oh, okay, or it's just kind of reorganizing. The market just jumped up a ton. It definitely had a history of dropping some pretty big hail. Probably not very large quantities of that hail right now. And this is going to be over by, what's the town? Kichi? And this is also moving to the southeast. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Shreveport and the towns to the north of Shreveport over by, so pretty much we're right by south of Atlanta, Texas. This is the closest you're going to get to Atlanta getting hit with hail, I feel like. You got to get it in Texas. A lot of big hail here with this. Looks like large quantities of hail. Roaring to the southeast, still tornado warned. Going to cross over from Texas into Louisiana pretty soon here, and it's going to get towards Belcher, Benton, North Highlands. This whole area here is going to likely see some hail. I think probably up to golf ball size as it continues moving southeast. Very possible to end up being even bigger than that. And well, let's see what their rotation's like. Oh, yeah. I don't know if there's a tornado with this. There's going to be a real area, a very strong one. So look at the arching here. This is your velocities, your wind speeds. And it looks like we're seeing a very strong gust of wind here. So this section of pink is probably going to have a lot of wind-driven hail with it. So even if it's only ping pong ball to golf ball size hail, wind-driven ping pong ball to golf ball size hail is going to do a fair amount of damage. So this is heading also generally towards the Shreveport area. Again, it'd be the northern suburbs of Shreveport that would likely get this unless it made a very significant turn south. So I'm going to jump back over to the Houston area. I'm watching this guy over by now Stoneham, Texas. Decent little hail core on this. Again, likely having up to golf ball size hail. And this is riding towards an area that would have a lot of population. There's the Woodlands. I knew the Woodlands was somewhere. Woodlands, Tomball, over by Pinehurst, Stagecoach, and the northern burbs of Houston would be impacted by this storm, assuming it makes it there. We still got a little ways to go. We'll see if it actually makes it into the Houston area. Obviously, if it does, it could have up to golf ball size hail, and that'd be probably a big deal for a lot of you guys watching here. So we'll stick with this and kind of see how it plays out, see if it makes it. Again, there was a low chance that we'd see storms in the Houston area tonight. I wasn't super confident that storms were going to make it form this far south. I had a very low-end chance, but we got storms here, so I guess let's just kind of let's ride this and see how it goes and see where it goes. And then another storm just north of the Houston area. Was this over by Corrigan? Looks like in Corrigan, Texas, you're seeing some quarter-size hail, probably across the entire town. And then I think Huntsville, Texas, here, this storm's not severe warned, and probably for good reason. It looks like it's only dropping some sub-severe hail at the moment. It looks like the storm that we're watching here as it's heading towards Houston, if you see, let me bring up my pen. Might be a little easier for you guys to see this with me drawing it out for you. On the yellow section here, where I drew that line, you can kind of tell under the radar there, this is clearly some kind of boundary that the storm is riding right now. And severe thunderstorms, especially big hail producers, they really like those boundaries, those little tracks to ride along. Gives them stronger inflow, a stronger engine to make that big hail. So I guess it's probably as long as this thing is riding that boundary, this storm will likely continue moving to the south and east. And yeah, this latest update we got here, as we're heading into Stoneham, Texas, yeah, we're probably seeing quite a bit of hail, probably golf ball size hail in the center of this town here in Stoneham, Texas. We're going to be getting into the actual metro area very soon. We will be crossing over into, what is this, Montgomery County? Yeah. Where's that, Harris County? Where's Montgomery County start? Where Conroe is? I don't know where the line to Harris County's at. Let me turn off the radar real quick. Okay, yeah, be going into Montgomery County here very soon, probably next like 5-10 minutes, next like 10-15 minutes or so. So Stoneham right now, you're getting hail upwards of a golf ball size, and this is going to be heading towards Todd Mission next. Then Magnolia over by sections of the Woodlands and Tomball, Stagecoach. That's going to be down the line here in probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And again, we'll see if this storm can make it there. Right now, all my hail markers have disappeared for some reason. But that's okay. I can tell just from looking at the storm that we're seeing up to golf ball size hail. You got that hail spike. That's probably the most classic indication on radar, even without dual pole products. That little spike there always is almost a surefire hit that you're getting up to at least golf ball size hail. And it's moving generally southeast. So if I bring my pen back out, this is moving into a very favorable area in terms of population. We could see this hit a lot of folks. If it survives, it's moving generally that direction. So Tomball, the Woodlands, and then eventually even towards the northern suburbs of Houston. We'll see if it gets there. And I won't quit the live stream until the storm either dies or we blow through the Houston area. Again, another radar update. Still looks like maintaining its strength and moving to the southeast. My little hail indicator diamonds have disappeared for some reason. I think the radar might be just having some problems there, but we're going to see. Yeah, Houston going to get it again, says Rob Jones. We'll see. Do those hail dances, guys. We might pull out a lucky one on this one. Elsewhere that we have going on. So we have some other storms that happened a little earlier. While we're kind of waiting on stuff heading towards Houston, I'll talk about stuff that happened earlier today. So Derik and I were out chasing for KOCO a little earlier. We were just kind of covering stuff by Stillwater in case anything happened. Not too much did. So looks like so we had some storms over by Muskogee, had some quarter-size hail there. Couple small towns in Oklahoma got some decent-sized hail. I think McAllister got some quarter-size hail. All these like near Durant and then down by Bennington, Oklahoma, they had up to 2-inch hail. Some pretty-looking tornadoes. Over by Paris, Texas, you got some hail. Mount Pleasant, Texas, got some hail. I think up to golf balls there. I think Marshall, Texas, got some decent-sized hail. All this is gonna be on multiple maps. And then now we have activity in Shreveport. In and around the Shreveport area, looks like another storm's going to be heading towards Shreveport. In Arkansas, from what I'm seeing so far, probably pretty minimal hail there. Looks like much more wind happening over by Fort Smith. A pretty, let's see, a tree down onto a house. Maybe not crazy wind. So pretty much what we're looking at here is the storms over by the Shreveport area, some ping pong ball size hail in the suburbs to the south of downtown there, and now more interested in seeing these storms that are heading towards the Houston area. We'll see if that'll happen again. It's very possible I might try to change the title of this video, of this live coverage, especially if things really turn up for the Houston area. So how's everybody doing on this Friday night? Thanks for watching here. I know the title wasn't Dallas, so I'm sure we didn't get anywhere near as many views as we normally do, but thanks for taking some time out of your clearly busy Friday night, unless I guess you're in the state of Georgia. Is that the only one that kind of opened up? But checking in right now, as we have across Vivian, Louisiana, looks like the hail from this crazy storm is now moving into the state of Louisiana. Over by Vivian, look at all those greens and yellows and blues showing up. Probably some golf ball size hail there, and that's going to be, again, moving southeastward towards probably getting pretty close to the northern sides of the Shreveport area, but I think it'll likely stay just north of Shreveport itself and be more in the burbs there. Man, this storm over by Mansfield, Louisiana is really going to town. This one's probably dropping probably the biggest hail right now, 2-inch, maybe even some tennis ball size hail in this. I wonder what this thing's warned for. We got like 1,000 severe thunderstorm warnings all over this, so it's going to be kind of a mess to tell what the hell's for what. But looks like we have, again, you can see those CCs really bottoming out here. So a pretty narrow looking swath of hail that could be up to maybe even tennis ball size just based on that one product. Let me look at a couple others. Maybe a little less than that. So maybe up to about 2-inch hail. A real narrow swath of hail though, right by Grand Cane. And this continuing moving southeast. This will impact Mansfield, Louisiana pretty soon here, next probably 10 minutes or so. We're going to jump back in. Oh, we got our markers back here, guys, for the Houston area. and you want to see the blue diamonds. The blue diamonds are good. That means it's the radar saying that we're seeing baseball size hail. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past this storm. Let me look at other products really fast. Yeah, probably 2-inch hail, 2-inch to maybe up to tennis ball size hail. I need to actually tell. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta tell the rest of the team here. Okay. Yeah, this storm's looking pretty legit. Look at this hail spike now. So we go back a couple frames. You can see the hail spike was there. You know, it probably golf ball size hail, but now it's really starting to stick out quite a bit. You can even see the CCs are just showing like it's going out into nothingness. Looks like we are seeing the potential for some pretty big hail. So, okay. Oh, I actually have a question on here. Let's go ahead. So Jody asks, how can you tell if a storm might produce hail when watching radar? What do you look for? So one of the things that we look for producing hail, high reflectivity returns. Notice how the pink, so usually over 50 is a pretty good indicator of hail. And then it usually has to be at the same time as the correlation coefficient getting lower, under about 95%, 95%. So when you put those two together, it's usually a good indicator that you're seeing some bigger hail. And then, you know, it gets a little more intricate. Like this product can tell you the quantities of hail falling, tell you the amount of melting, and then you can even go into 3D. And within 3D, you can see the hail growth zone, which typically between about, it's a degree level. So you want to be from about the freezing point to about -20 degrees Celsius. So depending on how tall that is within a storm can also give you an indication of like how much hail is falling. So I would keep it kind of simple though for our coverage here. I don't want to drown you guys in crazy weather talk. So I pretty much go to, okay, man, boy, radar update. This area here is in Todd Mission. So this is in, what is this, Grimes County. Right before we're crossing into Montgomery County, they're getting blasted right in here. Look at how high those returns are. We are seeing a lot of hail for sure. Yeah, definitely. Probably a lot of golf ball 2-inch hail falling in this neighborhood. Is this actually a neighborhood or is it like an oil field or something? Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, campground. Yeah, this area is getting smacked. Oh, Fink Road to Mincrea Road, and this is moving southeast, so we're going to be getting into Magnolia here very soon, and a lot more roads show up. A lot more people are here very quickly, so this is actually going to probably impact them soon. I'm going to see if I can change the title on my video real fast. See, I'm gonna do that, and then give me 1 second, guys. I'm actually I'm a little bit bigger than Dimes in Bossier City. Thank you, Daniel, for that feedback. Yeah, I figured that area probably wasn't seeing anything too wild. Let me, while we're on the stream here, I want to change the title of the video, because we're seeing my focus kind of shift away from Shreveport and towards Houston. So to do that, I just need to change the title myself real fast. All right. Okay, change that, and I'm gonna let the team know. Okay, all right, guys. My focus is back in on you here. I know I had to make a couple of changes, try to let more people know that this storm's heading towards the Houston area. So right now we're definitely seeing Very large hail falling over by the Todd Mission area. And then this is going to move into Magnolia very soon. You can see, look at those CCs really bottoming out now. Hail spike really starting to shoot out from the storm. We're probably getting some 2-inch tennis to tennis ball size hail, and there's nothing here to impede it, so it might just keep rolling. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Again, like, I do not know how long this storm's going to survive. There's nothing really impeding in it. It looks pretty good on. It looks really good on radar still. So we have a pretty decent hail swath. I'm curious to see what this new severe thunderstorm warning is for. So they're just warning it for ping pong ball size hail, but I think we're seeing hail quite a bit larger than that. And now that warning does include Tomball, the Woodlands, Stagecoach, Pinehurst, Magnolia, and this is moving south and east. So all of this, it looks like it's going to be at risk here. Let me grab my pen and draw it out for you guys, give you a yellow arrow to keep an eye out for to where this is heading. So I'm going to do the middle of the hail swath. It's going, looks like about this way. So Tomball, Stagecoach, Magnolia, that's where you're going to be at risk next. And then eventually possibly straight into Houston if this thing survives that long. I mean, Houston's a very, very expansive, large metro area, and this storm is kind of all on its own little rogue storm. So we'll just, I don't think there's anything around to kill the storm, but there wasn't really too much around to have the storm actually happen in the first place. So a lot of unknowns. We'll just kind of root the storm on, see if it can make the great journey. If it does, it makes a great journey with really big hail all the way through Houston. That would probably be a 5-star map. So we'll see. We'll see how this rolls. It's warned for ping pong balls. I'm saying it's dropping bigger than golf ball size hail just from what I'm seeing on radar currently. And if it is only ping pong ball size hail, it's a metric crap ton of it, I can tell you that. So, again, likely over golf ball size hail. And now we are beginning, the storm is beginning to move into Montgomery County here. And then eventually, I don't know where Harris County starts. Okay, Harris County starts after Pinehurst, I see. So, yeah, we're now moving into Montgomery County with this storm with, again, up over golf ball size hail, and this is en route to Houston. Let me jump back to a couple other areas. Let me just check in on some other things while we're waiting for this storm to get moving here. If that thing makes I-45, it'll be a 5-star for sure, says Rob Jones. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that assessment. If it has a very large hail with it, for sure. So jumping back over to Shreveport area, I just wanted to check in on see how that's doing over by Vivian, and then Gilliam here. Nice little arc of probably very strong winds. This storm has a lot of strong winds with it, and probably some wind-driven hail. Hail upwards of golf ball size, and this is pushing south and east, and that's going to get down probably the farthest south it'll get is like North Highlands and Brownlee, and then continue pushing that way through the northern sections of the Shreveport area. Down in Mansfield, looks like you are seeing in the north side of town, Mansfield, Louisiana. That's going to be over golf ball size hail right now, or near or just over golf ball size hail, and yeah, it's warm for golf balls, as I figured. Golf ball 2-inch hail is likely falling in that. The algorithm's saying 3 inches, which is probably overdoing it, but definitely at least golf ball 2-inch hail falling, and that's the north side of Mansfield, Louisiana. Checking back into Texas here, we have a severe warning storm over by Corrigan. This thing looks like it's not looking as great as it was before. Storm that hit Huntsville is evaporating, but it didn't really have severe hail with it to begin with. And now we're watching this guy here as it's meandering down towards the Houston area. We'll see if it can get there. I mean, again, we have a lot of real estate with a lot of homes to move through. We'll see if it actually gets there. Dang it. Okay. So yeah, we'll see if it gets there. See, the marker went down a little bit. look at a couple other things. Really just want to know if it's maintaining its strength, if it's weakening, what's it doing. This thing is in a little bit of uncharted territory. With storms like these, it's really hard to tell if it's going to have a very long, crazy life or if it's going to die out quickly. So if it has that potential, it's got that potential to be one of those rogue storms that goes wilding out here as we're moving into Magnolia, Texas. A lot more people in this area. If I zoom in, you can see the map a little bit if it loads. A lot of homes. The Houston area is extremely expansive. I believe the Houston metro is larger than my home state of Connecticut. So we're moving into people pretty fast. If this thing can make it that far, then we could be, Derek could be putting on some green pants tomorrow. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see if this storm can survive first. Made some other good storms, other maps today. Everything in Oklahoma is one map. Everything in Texas will be one map, including if this thing over by Houston does anything of significance. And all right, yeah. So now a new alert. Okay, there we go. Got that new alert out there for everybody. Check out that there is a storm heading towards the Houston area. And we're still covering everything over by Shreveport. Let's jump back over to Shreveport area. This, again, over by, I think, Belchers and Oil City. Is it literally just oil rigs? I feel like these are all oil rigs. Yeah. Bunch of oil rigs just got blasted with probably some wind-driven hail. And that's going to continue moving southeast. It's going to actually impact people probably by Belcher in the town of Benton fairly soon. And yeah, that looks like probably, again, some wind-driven up to golf ball size hail continuing to move to the south and to the east. Yeah, Belcher is getting impacted now. Down over by Mansfield, looks like your hail has ended. It's pushed off to your north. And that, again, probably close to 2-inch hail with that. Over by, yeah, and a lot of this is just getting messy and away from Shreveport. But we had up to ping pong ball size hail. And then this guy is going to be the big hail producer. Dang, 80-mile-per-hour winds. Holy crap. Yeah, 80-mile-per-hour winds and golf balls is going to do some damage. So all the little towns that are in the path of this guy, I think this Gilliam town is getting smacked pretty good. And then Benton's going to get hit pretty hard in the next 10 minutes or so. This thing is roaring to the southeast. Big wind producer. This might have made tornadoes earlier this evening, but looks like we're going into straight line winds and wind-driven hail with this as it moves to the south and east. If it pushes south a little bit more, it could actually get to Shreveport, but I think it's on track to just barely miss Shreveport to the north. All right, let's do an update here in the Houston area. Can this storm survive? Is everybody rooting for this storm to make it to Houston? Give it your luck and hail dances and whatever other stuff you gotta do to keep this thing going. Here over by Magnolia, this is gonna be right along Route 249, near the middle of town. Again, golf ball size hail. You can see that lower CCs. When you see those greens and blues and yellows, that's when you're gonna be seeing that bigger hail, especially when it's associated, like it is right now, with those higher reflectivity returns. Probably quite a bit of hail falling as well, and only a little bit of melting. So that's why I'm saying probably definitely around golf ball size hail, and keep going to the south and to the east. All right, Blue Diamond's back. It's hearing your cries. Like this would be heading into Stagecoach next, Pinehurst, and then Tomball and the Woodlands. And then after that, into Houston itself. So, again, if this thing can survive and just keep its journey all the way to Houston, will the urban heat island effect impact the storm, make it a little stronger? We'll see. This thing's all alone, all by itself. And that's, for a storm like this, that's what you want to see. You want to see a storm completely isolated and nothing to possibly screw it up. Keep it maintaining itself. You want the engine to continuously inflow all that unstable air and have it be able to exhaust it away and drop that big hail and have nothing to cause that system to break. And right now, it's riding right along the same speed of whatever boundary it's on here. I think cold front or wind shift line or whatever it may be. And it's going to be heading into some serious population very, very soon. Again, when I zoom in, you see all the little white lines. Those are all the roads and neighborhoods that are in the path of this. Again, a lot of people in the path of this. We'll probably be sending out our individual hail alerts. So we send alerts here at Hail Trace. If you have our app, we get push notifications when we're live, when we start mapping in places. Okay, Astron looked pretty good. And when we're golf ball size hail or larger is falling in a town 10,000 or more. And we'll do that every 5-10 minutes or as needed. And so if this thing can hold itself together and you get push notifications for the Houston area, for just Texas, you may get a lot of push notifications pretty soon here if this storm can maintain its strength and really rip through the area. It's Echo Tops, is it? Ooh, we're re-strengthening. Cool. We're gonna have some exciting coverage here coming soon. I honestly wasn't expecting this to happen. So you guys might want to give this video a share, give it a like, all that great stuff. Here, Magnolias, you're probably seeing some golf ball size hail right now. My zoom is getting all jacked up. And while we wait for that next radar update, it's gonna be a little bit. It's still just warm for ping pong balls, which I think is surprising based on what it looks like on radar. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors, C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and Balance Claims. You can check all of them out in the description below, hopefully. I don't know if the tags worked. If the tags didn't work, and if like Derik or somebody's in here, go change it so the tags do work. Also, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of a quick ad just for Merlin Law Group. So check them out. Don't worry, I'll still be on the screen. You probably actually still hear me if anything crazy happens. I can switch back. It's only about 15 seconds. So again, this is just thank our sponsors for making this all possible so we can do this live coverage even on a Friday night during a pandemic.
I've met with a lot of firms. I've had these situations before, but I haven't found anybody as good as Merlin and as dedicated to what they do. They're not here to make you happy. They're here to win.
Yeah, guys. So go check out Merlin Law Group if you haven't already, and give them a shout out. Say Hail Trace sent you. So here we go in Magnolia. So the algorithm is indicating hail over 2 inches in diameter. It's been fluctuating between baseball size and golf ball size. I've been saying we're probably getting probably large quantities of hail falling, and that being a little bit of melting going on. So probably golf ball to 2-inch hail. Maybe a little earlier over by Stoneham there might have been some bigger hail, but we'll just kind of see where this thing goes as we keep moving to the south and east. I'm seeing nothing to tell me the storm is weakening. What I'm looking at here on top, this is the echo top, so it's the top of the storm. When storms are strengthening, they tend to get taller. So when I'm seeing we're getting well over 50,000 feet, we're getting a taller storm. And we got another radar update here, and yeah, we got that hail spike. A lot of really, man, geez. When you're seeing the blue reflectivity, that usually means that there's a lot of something falling. And I think Pinehurst, Magnolia, you guys are getting hit pretty hard right now. Stagecoach, you're next in line. And then Tomball, you're right after that. So next, let's see, it is 9:43 p.m. right now in Houston. We're going to have probably that hail moving into Tomball by 10 p.m. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this thing continues to move to the south and east. If we maintain its strength, if it continues, if it weakens, strengthens, whatever it does, we're keeping an eye on it here for you guys. Right now, it's looking pretty good. It's gonna be right along. What is this? Magnolia Boulevard, between Pinehurst and Magnolia, you were getting a lot of hail there. Again, likely over golf ball size. We want to even narrow it down a little bit more. Area getting smacked probably the best is Oak Crossing and Magnolia Boulevard, and that could be probably potentially quite a bit of up to 2-inch hail. And there's a lot, like turn the radar off here. I'll even go down to one panel. So the radar is off, and we can see the map below it. And there's a lot here. This is very rapidly developing sections of the Houston area. A lot of big homes too, if it can get less fuzzy. It's not going to want to get less fuzzy, but a lot of big homes here as well. So this looks like a, I guess probably a pretty affluent area. I don't know Houston super well. I've been there a couple times, watched the Browns lose to the Texans, and visited a couple friends who live there. And yeah, this thing's looking pretty good here, guys. We might be in for a pretty big hail map. So give this video a share. Check it out. Again, looks like we're hitting a nice area. This is the Houston Metro now. So if you don't know Houston, here's Houston right here. Very expansive metro, ridiculously expansive. It's like the Phoenix of Texas. And up by Tomball, Stagecoach, Pinehurst, Magnolia, this is all being impacted. A lot of people are starting to get impacted now. And this, again, I'm thinking golf ball to 2-inch hails with this thing at the moment. And nothing is around to impede the strength of this thing. So for all intents and purposes, probably going to maintain its strength. And man, look at that update. Golly. Yeah, you are getting smacked in Pinehurst right now. So those greens and blues and yellows you're seeing, this is all large hail. Oops, wrong. There we go. All large hail in here. So I'm talking hail probably over ping pong ball size up to about, I'd say, 2-inch size hail. Unless we start seeing, if you guys get pictures in or anything, I know this is just beginning to happen here. All in this area, you're seeing that big hail, probably at least a quarter size in diameter, and that's continuing to move to the south and to the east. Whoops. Oh no, I didn't delete. There we go. Let's turn the pen off for now. So again, latest update. If you're just joining us, we were originally covering storms over by the Shreveport area, and now this one lone supercell is trying to make that great journey all the way to downtown Houston from like College Station. It has been pretty much riding along, what highway is this? Highway 249, and keeps fluctuating back and forth and probably dropping marginally severe hail and the up to 2-inch hail. And I think there's 2-inch hail falling now in Pinehurst, right along Highway 249, over by Misty Meadow, and is this another Hazy Hollow Road? Man, I'm finding some fun road names right now. And they have not updated this warning. It's only warned for ping pong ball size hail for some reason. And but the way I'm looking on radar, you see a big hail spike, and CCs are very low. Large quantities of hail falling, and only a minor amount of melting. There's always going to be melting in storms that impact Houston. They're a lot closer to sea level, but it looks like we're in for this looks like this is a pretty good storm. There's nothing impeding this thing. So Tomball, you're next in line on this guy. So, I guess Stagecoach. Is Stagecoach its own town name? You can tell me in the comments. I always seem to find out more stuff about Texas, all these Texas cities as we get here. But Tomball is next in line here. Pinehurst is right now. Stagecoach, so Tomball is next, and then we're going to get into the Woodlands a little bit. And then eventually, if Coralville is its own town, then that's going to get hit. And if not, then Houston itself is going to be down the line pretty soon here in the next 20 minutes or so. So again, just checking in elsewhere. I do want to check back in with the Shreveport area. We have a system that has definitely some wind-driven hail with it. Some wind-driven hail getting thrown across. Whoa, what the hell? Hang on, guys. What's going on here? Okay, a lot of melting with this. So this looks like a lot of wind-driven, marginally severe hail. So $1 to $1.50 size hail likely over by, getting very close to North Highlands and Brownlee. That all just kind of appeared. And this is going to be heading towards the north side of Shreveport very soon. Yes. Yeah, Spencer, I'm in there right now. Yeah, Chris, thank you. Yeah, send us pics if you got it. If that thing hits I-45, it's game, set, match, says Rob. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so I think Derek's in the comments. My comments aren't showing up on the screen. They usually show up right by my face, so I can read them a little easier. So I think Derek is, if Derek's in the comments, he'll answer questions for you guys. I'm probably not going to be able to see him too well. I'll glance at it a little bit, but anyway. So this is what we're looking at here in the Shreveport area. So we got two different storms we're looking at. We got one heading into the Houston area. We got one just north of Shreveport, dropping a lot of hail. Golf balls probably along the little thin line here. So you're going to get like blasted with very strong winds. Let me see. Okay, let me roll it back a little bit because we're going to be getting close to the radar and it's going to get all wonky on us. It looks like we got, yeah, very strong gust of wind with that hail. So even in the area where we're seeing a lot of high reflectivity, that's still going to have probably some damage potential if you're going to be seeing that 60, 70, maybe 80 mile per hour wind gusts with blowing that hail that could be around $1 to $1.50 size. And that might get over, that might sneak into Bossier City and Shreveport a little bit. We'll see if that does indeed get there. I'm gonna jump back over to Houston, and it looks like we got a new little storm trying to form here. What's this guy gonna do? Is this thing gonna mess with our storm if it can make it all the way down? That big hail now. We got an update. Big hail now continuing to ride 249. So State Highway 249, right where it makes a curve to Pinehurst. That's where you're seeing that big hail, right along Co Road and 249. And again, it's moving southeast. Tomball's next. I said about 10 o'clock, and it's looking to be right on target as we got an update right as I was doing that. That was perfect. Tomball. So next, within 10 minutes, you're going to be seeing that hail here. We'll see if this thing is going to hold itself together. Is there any reason for this thing to weaken on me? Let's see. Our top's going down a little bit. Are we getting a handoff? Looks like we got a new storm trying to blow up. But this one heading to Tomball, or heading into Tomball momentarily. Okay, all right. So again, right above my head, you see those correlation coefficients. You want to see those CCs. You want to see that green, blue, and yellow. Give me the green, right? That means a big hail. Getting that ping pong ball, golf ball, 2-inch hail, all falling here. We're starting to move into the woodlands a little bit. This is crossing into Harris County in the next 3 minutes. Right now. Okay, now Derek's just making fun of my Yankee pronunciation of southern towns. So Tomball, I don't know where the town of Tomball ends. I don't know if it doesn't cross over from Harris County or not. But if it doesn't, then you're right next. Very soon. Parts of the woodlands, you might be seeing a little bit of hail. So your cutoff for hail with this is going to be. Let's throw Mr. Penn out here again. Your hail cutoff is going to be like this. So your neighborhoods all in here. I see a jack ton of neighborhoods in here, and these aren't getting any hail right now, and the storm itself is moving this way. So the woodlands, this section of the woodlands in here, whoops, didn't mean to do that, are probably not going to see much hail, but Tomball itself, you're probably going to get smacked pretty good very soon here. So again, imminently, I'm saying by about 10 o'clock, and we're at 9:53. So it's like we should get another radar update in a second. And another thing I find interesting, so this storm was the only game in town until a few minutes ago, and we're getting a new storm now forming behind our main guy. So here's this Tomball storm. We got this new guy showing up by Magnolia. Don't know what that's going to do. It's very possible this storm could end up handing off to this one, a completely new storm, and take over. Or this thing won't really do much, and this guy's just going to keep roaring. We'll see how that all pans out. Right now, storm, I think Tomball is not going to get away with no hail, though. Very soon, this storm, next radar frame update will likely have the hail over Tomball. Let's see if we're going to get any kind of LSR reports at all. At all. We got a new warning update. It just says quarters. Really? Why are they only warning for quarter size hail? It looks so good on radar. I don't understand. They're not getting any reports coming in? Alright, well, before I go back to Houston, I'm going to check back in on the Shreveport area. And yeah, this thing is moving quick. There's definitely strong winds with it. I mean, we get an update. I'm getting an update every 2 to 3 minutes. And look how fast it's moving across the area. So this was at 9:41. And this is at 9:53. And it has made some serious movement. It's now over Brown Lee and going to be heading into Res Shoot pretty soon. So you guys had quarter half dollar size hail not that long ago, within an hour. And now you're going to be seeing probably some wind-driven quarter to golf ball size hail. And that wind-driven is definitely something to be underlined. There might be some really strong winds with this, guys. Possibly in the 60 to 80 mile per hour range. So you don't want 80 mile per hour wind-driven golf balls are no joke. So this area in the northern sections of the Shreveport area are getting blasted right now. So again, like this area in Brown Lee, right along Lakewood Point Drive and Hunter's Hollow Drive is probably having a bad time right now. A lot of wind-driven hail. Probably a lot of hail size ranges from, again, probably as small as just pea-size hail to up to maybe even golf ball size hail in here. Wind-driven. And that's probably going to be doing some damage. For sure. So, definitely. That map's being made. That probably make it a 3-star map. So, alright. Did we get an update here? We did. Alright, Tomball, you're getting hail now. We're only warned for quarter size hail for some reason. So unless this thing is the biggest fake out of all time, which I don't see any reason for it to not be dropping golf ball size hail. I'd say golf ball size hail right now along Baker Drive. And still just continuing along Route 249, the Tomball Parkway. I mean, this thing has basically been... Oh, there we go. We got an update. It's in the downtown area of Tomball right now. And it's still moving to the south and east. And looks like the storm to the behind it might be trying to strengthen as well. So, I don't know what in the hell. Man, I don't even know what's like firing this guy off. Is it just this storm? Oop, got a new warning. And for quarters. I don't know if the National Weather Service Houston is just like kind of hedging their bets or something, but I really don't see any reason for this to be warned only for quarter size hail. When I'm saying we're getting golf ball size hail in Tomball right now. Like right along Main Street. So I mean, if you guys get any reports, any pictures coming in or anything, let me know. Because the storm's looking really good on radar right now, guys. There's nothing in here to indicate that this isn't going to be a big boy storm. Yeah, we're getting zero. How are we getting no reports coming in? That is very interesting to me. How have we not gotten any LSR reports? Usually we've at least gotten a couple hail reports in. Jump back over here. So, Derik's on the hunt, so we'll see what we're finding from there. But I mean, this storm's looking really good. I mean, it's, where the top's at. Are we weakening, or am I getting closer to the radar? See, they might be anticipating the storm weakening a little bit, which again wouldn't surprise me. I don't see anything for a reason why it would really weaken, other than the echo tops aren't as tall. The storm isn't as tall as it once was. That just kind of blows my mind. National Weather Service is only saying order size hail when it's all hail spikes and everything. So, make me doubt me just a little bit. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying we're getting golf ball size hail in the Tomball area, and this is moving to the south and east. The storm is not as strong, doesn't look as strong as it did a little while ago. I will give it that. And we're just going to kind of see how far to the south and east this thing gets before it kind of fizzles out on us, and how big that hail also is as well. Again, the media is not picking up yet, not one alert. Really? That is crazy. This thing's severe warned and moving into the city here, guys. Well, I guess you're seeing here first that we do have a hailer coming into the Houston area right now. Got another update from the Tomball area. Again, that big hail, it's now right along 2920 and even over by Boudreaux Road. Seeing that big hail coming in here, you can see them. The CCs are really low on this thing. And the melting is not that crazy on this. So, I mean, I've seen way worse in the Houston area do way better with big hail. But that hail size potential is coming down. So I think our storm might be weakening as it's moving into Houston a little bit. The storm behind it might be trying to weaken it or something. So we may be, we're either trying to have some kind of storm handoff, or we're just getting into an environment of Houston not wanting to get hit with hail, apparently. But the damage is being done. We've had big hail all the way from Stoneham all the way now into the Tomball area and continuing moving to the south and to the east. So, oh, well, now the hail size just jumped back up and made me a liar. So, again, Tomball, parts of the woodlands. I'm not sure where the woodlands start and Tomball ends, but we're now going to move into an even more densely populated area very, very soon here. So I guess right along Veterans Memorial Drive, the storm's moving in your general direction. Looks like it went a little bit more east versus southeast in the last couple of frames. So it's turning away from this. Granted, this highway started going more south, so it might still just be going due southeast. So the northern sections of Houston are going to be next in line. So just north of the State Loop 8. And if it can get further up? Whoa, what? Somebody said 2.5 inch in Shreveport. Hang on, I'm jumping back to Shreveport real quick. Derik said 2.5 inch in Shreveport, question mark. So, checking in. Was that alert reset? Hang on. Sorry guys, I got a little, I know we're jumping back and forth a little bit here. Whoa, yeah it is. It's one for tennis balls. Dang. Dang. Okay, so, whoops. I got CCs all over. So here in the Shreveport area, this storm with up to 70 mile per hour winds looks like, and over by Brownlee and then by the I-220 loop here. This looks like, it's warned for tennis ball size hail. And, I'd say it was definitely dropping probably golf balls. Golf ball 2-inch hail, red shoe. and it's all wind-driven as well. So you get that wind-driven hail, 2-inch hail, maybe tennis balls. I don't. The Storm Prediction Center, they might have gotten a report that I haven't seen yet. From what I'm looking at on radar, this storm looks like a very fast-moving storm with those strong winds, that strong gust of wind, and wind-driven hail with it. I figured it'd be up to golf balls, possibly up to tennis balls. We'll see. I'm waiting on that confirmation. Yeah, Shreveport itself, yeah, it went north because I think most Shreveport is mostly this, I believe. So over by Bossier City and Brownlee, now Red Chute. So these areas to the north of Shreveport, they're getting hammered by this thing with strong winds and large hail. Looks like new storms are trying to form to the west of Shreveport, so we'll see if those do anything. We'll jump back over here to the Houston area where the National Weather Service decides to not want to warn this thing for anything other than quarters, though it somehow still looks like it's doing pretty good. The storm, I think the storm might be weakening now, guys. Just from what I'm looking at here. I think the storm to the two behind it over here, back by Stagecoach now, might be the new storm that's trying to take over. This tends to happen sometimes, especially when you get a new storm forming behind it, that the new guy wants to take all the glory and become the new dominant storm. But from what I'm looking at right now, we're still definitely seeing hail. Probably, again, the hail's probably not as big now as it's moving down along Steubener Airline Road and over by Boudreaux Road. So you probably had bigger hail at first, and now it's kind of dumping out here in the Tomball area as it moves south and east. I'm saying probably quarter to ping pong ball size hail now. I think the hail sizes are coming down a little bit. The storm looks like it's trying to weaken at the time being anyway. And keep an eye on this one back by Stagecoach. It looks like it's a new storm trying to form here. And again, these are all moving into the Houston area. Again, they're all alone, all by themselves. We'll kind of see if this continues a strengthening trend, a weakening trend, how this goes. And I'm trying to see if we can get any kind of confirmation of any hail sizes with this storm to see. I've been saying back by Magnolia and Pinehurst, Todd Mission, all Stagecoach, all those areas, over golf ball size hail, just from what I'm seeing on radar, and yet somehow we have quarter size hail radar indicated from the National Weather Service, and then as far as I'm aware, no reports have come in, which is very strange to me. Either somebody sleeping on the job and not sending in those LSR reports, those to the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service, or what? I don't know. So 249 is the main highway. Okay, heading towards Adeline or Aldine. Aldine. Man, I'm just like, I don't even have dyslexia yet. Somehow I'm still messing up these words. So back over by the Shreveport area, we have our mega storm, or mega windy hail producer through Princeton. And this is going to impact the town of Minden very soon. Again, it's warned for tennis ball size hail. I'd say wind-driven golf ball to 2-inch hail is probably more likely with this, just from what I'm looking at here. I think there is some melt. Yeah, there is a fair amount of melting going on. So it's probably pouring rain, get that hail dumping in with it, and those winds are probably ripping. So honestly, it's probably knocking out power and maybe possibly knocking out some windows. I mean, golf ball size hail getting wind driven like that is going to do some damage no matter what. Okay. John, can I get a hat? Can you increase your volume at all? I can increase my volume. Hang on. Is that better? A little higher? A little bit higher. Type in the Facebook. Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, that's what I am going to bring up Twitter real fast. Let's see if I'm getting any hail sizes confirmation on here. Whoa. Holy cow. So, this is in Benton, Louisiana, just a few minutes ago. So like I said, that wind-driven hail is gonna do some damage. Man, that like blew out that lady's window. That is crazy. It looks like this is some of the hail that she's working with there within the her house. So that's what's blowing into her house. Man, that's crazy. Let's see. Okay, I got a picture from around Pinehurst, a ping pong ball size hail. Alright, where else? Oh man, yeah. Yeah, Benton, Louisiana just got wrecked. Woo! Oh yeah, we got actually it looks like we got large quantities of hail falling in this stuff in Texas. So that might be figuring out a little bit better. Yeah, trying to solve the mystery of this one here. So this is what somebody saw in the Magnolia area. Unfortunately, we got two storms going at once. I am getting blasted with this storm over by the Benton area that got annihilated by some seriously big hail, breaking windows and everything. And then we have this guy, where now my latest update here as this storm is moving into Houston itself. CCs have really come down a lot. I think the storm is starting to really weaken. Again, trying to figure out how. Yeah, there's a lot of melting going on here. So I think this thing might be just dropping around quarter-size hail. Watch the snap stories in that area. Oh, that's actually not bad. Yeah. Thanks, Eric. That's actually not bad. Yeah, I'm going to check that out real fast. That's right, they got that weird map feature. Let's see. Checking it out. Oh, dang. Yeah, there was a ton of hail in the Magnolia area. Yeah, so it looks like this area got pounded with a ton of hail. So I think I'm going to make a little bit of an addendum for this storm that's been moving towards the Houston area, or moving through the Houston area, of instead of having like that 2-inch hail, I think we had very large quantities of hail falling. So that probably sub-severe to ping pong ball to maybe to occasional golf ball size hail falling all along from just to the by Navasota, and now all the way now through Tomball and into over by Spring and Westfield. We'll see. I think was this I-45 here. Yeah, this is I-45. We're getting I-45. I think this thing's just dropping some up to quarter-size hail right now. Ooh, okay, I'm getting Facebook messages. Let me bring up my Facebook. Yeah, thanks for giving me the feedback here, guys. Yeah. Okay. In Magnolia. Oh, dang. Okay. The Lakes of Magnolia, I'm seeing a picture. This looks like that's probably about around golf ball size hails. Okay, so, all right, I'm getting some confirmation of this. This has been a very interesting storm in the Houston area. So it's been making making this an interesting storm to cover. Cool. Okay, there we go. Any hail is good with these oldies. They're reporting ping pong ball size. Okay, yeah. So from what I've been looking, so I went and I did look at some snap stories, Eric, and then I'm actually getting a couple. I'm getting stuff from you guys, which I highly appreciate. You can direct message me on Facebook or message Hail Trace and everything, so we can kind of solve this mystery together. So it sounds like it sounds like I was correct. The National Weather Service was lowball on this. It's like large quantities of hail from Magnolia, Pinehurst, Stagecoach, and Tomball, ranging from, again, around quarter size up to golf ball size, and that has moved into the. We now have it pretty much crossing I-45, and now you're probably seeing quite a bit more melting. So around quarter size hail getting to I-45. This storm has definitely weakened quite a bit, but we have a new storm trying to strengthen now in Tomball, oddly enough. So we'll see if we're getting a handoff here. So if this storm is dying by I-45 and a new storm by Tomball moving south and east along 249, we'll see if this actually can get into the Houston area. If this will re-strengthen, we'll just kind of, we just kind of got to see how this happens. It's an evolving situation. Echo tops. Yeah. So this is definitely the new storm taking over, the one over. So we got two storms. We got the one right on I-45 in north of Houston, and we have the one, the new storm in Tomball. So it looks like a couple areas along 249 probably seeing hail for a second time now. Hail might be a little smaller this time as the storm is continuing to strengthen, but our CCs are starting to get lower here. If you look right above my head, starting to see more of those greens and yellows show up where before there wasn't really anything. So we'll see if this actually takes over, ends up being the new storm, and we get a second shot at this going into the Houston area. Okay, so again, two storms there, and then over by Shreveport. Looks like I've already seen a couple pictures just from Twitter really fast in the Shreveport area. So north of Shreveport itself, so like Brownlee, over by Benton, North Highlands. Looks like probably just to the western sides of Minden, over by Dixie Inn and Sibley. These areas got annihilated with what looks to be up to tennis ball size hail and very strong winds, probably up around 70 miles an hour possible. And then now we have a couple new storms. Did they issue this new severe thunderstorm warning just now? Yeah. For these new storms developing, it looks like over by Blanchard, we're starting to see some hail here. Possibly around quarter size hail in Blanchard, Louisiana. And then this storm over, this looks like it's not actually hitting any people right now, south of Greenwood. Possibly some quarters as well. So a new round of storms now heading towards Shreveport, possibly the third round of storms for the metro area. And the probably most intense was this one earlier that went through Benton and Red Chute, Princeton, and now in Sibley. It was like some wind-driven up to tennis ball size hail that I've just seen, just from a couple pictures that I saw show up on my Twitter feed when I searched it. And then here in the Houston area, got two rogues. We had one rogue storm that dropped up to golf ball size hail in Magnolia and Stagecoach and into Tomball. Now probably dropping around quarter size hail and I-45 and the Cypress Creek Parkway just north of there. So probably sub-severe 2/4 size hail here. And okay, so we just got a radar update. And yeah, this storm, again, the one that was by I-45, the first one to move in that impacted the Tomball area, Stagecoach, Pinehurst. This looked like it was having the biggest hail, starting to die now, probably not even making severe hail anymore, but we have the new storm really starting to try to blow up here, riding down basically exactly where that storm was originally heading, which was along Route 249, moving to the southeast, generally towards Houston. So we'll see what this one does. I think the hail size on this is a little smaller, probably around quarter size. Yeah, around quarter size right now. But we can see if it strengthens. we just got to give it some time, see where it goes. So definitely, at least I think so far, at least a decent storm. 2 decent storms so far. I think there's Shreveport itself didn't get impacted very intensely by the hail, but all these like surrounding towns look like they got absolutely annihilated, and that's yeah, like right here. Look at how low the CCs are and how widespread that is. That is crazy. That is going to be a lot of big hail moving very fast. The wind speeds with this are very strong. When you see the velocities, this is, you know, the wind speed getting very bright like that. That means you're seeing some rather strong winds. And it's moving quickly to the south and east. This will end up staying south of I-20. South of Ruston and everything, and this should hit a lot of bayou and little bayou towns. Right by Shreveport, we have a new storm that formed, probably dropping some quarter-size hail south of State Route 1, and right along and just north of State Route 173 in Blanchard and parts of North Highlands, and that's going to be moving east-northeast. So North Highlands itself and Brownlee, you might see like your 3rd round of hail today, pretty soon here. And do I have any other? I'm getting a thing. Looks like Justin might be sending me a video too. That'd be cool. What else is coming in here from search hail? I'm seeing the hail falling in Spring, Texas. Still pretty large quantities of it, and in spring it looks like occasionally, yeah, up to quarter-size hail I'm seeing from this one video that just came through here. Yeah, large quantities of hail falling. So, it looks like this is a storm for the Houston area where you're getting quantities of hail. So, lots of hail. So, you either get, you know, less quantities, low volume, like we like to say, of hail, where, you know, it might be just some rain with hail mixing in, or you get nothing but just like the occasional giant hailstone falling. This looks like it's basically pouring hail, kind of similar to what you see in the Denver area a lot. Denver gets typically a hailstorm that's almost more like a rain shower of hail, where you're just getting dumped on by hail and it sandblasts roofs and stuff. But it looks like Magnolia, yes, Magnolia got hail. I can confirm that from pictures that I was sent. Okay, I seen pictures of tomball hail and it was small, cute. It's possible that I think there was, again, looks like large quantities of hail, and some of the pictures I'm finding it could be a little bit bigger in here. I'm curious to see where the hail started to get smaller. I know up by Pinehurst, Magnolia, it was bigger. Curious if we can get to the Tomball area. Like, even I just saw in spring a video where there was a lot of small hail, but you had that hail up to quarter size there. I'm willing to bet close to the Harris County lines where your best chance of seeing that ping pong and golf ball size hail is, and then quarter to, you know, sub-severe to ping pong ball, and then now this new storm doesn't look like we're making, it's definitely making hail right now in Coralville, but I do not think we are at severe limits at the moment. But we'll see. This is an interesting storm, guys. I mean, hey, sometimes they kind of trip you up a little bit. It was looking crazy over by Navasota and down by Magnolia, where we're getting that big hail spike and high reflectivity returns. It looks like high quantities of hail, so it's sort of unusual for Houston. I feel like more times than not, when you get a big hail, you get a hailstorm in Houston, it's not just dumping hail and starts accumulating like crazy. You tend to get a lot of rain to mix in. This one looks much more like something out of Denver, where you have a ton of hail falling and you get hail sizes all over the place, but it hits everything. So much hail is falling. Yeah, the storm over by Coralville now is probably not looking the greatest. So, yeah, Coralville does have a lot of houses, but I think this hail in Coralville right now unless I see a major change, is not looking super convincing. I think these storms may kind of fizzle. And that was the thing. I wasn't totally sure if this thing was going to make it all the way or if it was going to kind of fizzle out. It looks like it's kind of fizzling out a little bit. So still no reports. How are there no reports coming in? I'm seeing pictures just on Twitter. And so I know hail happened. I just apparently it's coming down hard. Yeah, that's a lot of hail falling. Whoa. What was that from? I don't know where. Hang on. That was from a roll storm. Sorry, I got my Twitter open. Here we go. Here's a picture of some of the hail from Magnolia. Starting to see some pictures come trickling in here. It's a bit of a delay on Twitter. I mean, I see the videos are fine, but I like kind of getting that bigger hail, like pictures. People seem to not want to. Okay, this was in Spring, Texas, so again, over by I-45. So when I was talking about is so you have that hail that looks primarily, it's flirting with quarter size, is what I'd say. So that's what I'm expecting by spring. So it's by I-45 when the storm definitely had weakened some. Let's see here. Definitely a lot of hail fell. Dang, where was this? Oh, that must be in Louisiana. Problem is, too, when I'm searching hail, we have two storms that went on. You had the one that blew through north of Shreveport, and that one was like pretty crazy. This was definitely, I'd say, in terms of dramatic damage, this is going to be your crazier storm, where you had probably up to tennis ball size hail in these towns of Benton, Belcher, or by Red Shoe and Princeton, Eastwood. All these probably had wind-driven golf ball to tennis ball size hail with those as it ripped to the south and east. Winds probably upwards of 70 miles an hour. Current check-in, though, looks like you had a brief stint of maybe around quarter-size hail in North Highlands, and now probably that has weakened quite a bit. You're getting storms in Shreveport, but I do not think you're seeing any severe hail otherwise. A lot of thunder, lightning, heavy rain moving through. Yeah, with all this uncertainty, there's certainly a lot of, yeah, exactly. Either way, even if it's just some quarter-size hail, I think a lot of hail fell. And from what I can tell from just videos, I know it's dark, the couple of the videos I'm seeing on Twitter right now, it looks like it was pretty hard hail too. It was bouncing around a lot off people's cars, on driveways, and in all kinds of stuff. So some pretty hard hail, lots of hail. So definitely something that, regardless, I'm going to check out here. I mean, Houston seems to be a hotbed of activity so far this year, even if we haven't gotten an epic softball-sized hailstorm or anything like that. You're still seeing quite a bit of hail. Here in Coralville, yeah, just from what I'm seeing, I don't think this probably isn't making, yeah, this thing's weakening and probably not making severe hail as we're moving into across the Cypress Creek Parkway, moving into North Houston. So I think it looks like it's yeah, still lots of houses and old roofs. There you go. So we'll see if we can see some quarter-size hail maybe trickle in from this, but right now it's looking like a lot of probably sub-severe hail. I'd say a lot of dime-size hail is probably falling in this. Like I mentioned in a comment on my Facebook page. Oh, I got mentioned in a comment on my own video. That's what it was. So, alright, I'm going to thumb through Twitter here again. The only reason I don't have Twitter showing up on the screen for you guys is when I search the word hail, sometimes some weird stuff comes up and I don't want to get sent to Facebook jail. Oh yeah, definitely a lot of hail falling. Here we go. Here we go, guys. This is... Let's bring this... This is in Magnolia. The one biggest thing to note with this is look how big, how high they're bouncing. You want to see them bounce like that. That means that the hail is hard. It is bouncing all over the place. And that's a Magnolia. And you can tell, too, like how big this hail actually is here. And that's, again, I just finding some pictures and videos off of Twitter, trying to back it up. So I think we're probably looking here at definitely at least a 3-star map with this guy. Until I can get proof of something else. So a lot of hail falling with this, guys. Could be a pretty good sized storm. There you go. This is Eastwood. Oh wait, is that in Shreveport? Dang it! God, it's throwing me off. I'm losing track. Good Lord, man, this storm in Louisiana was crazy too. Jeez. Yeah, I'm bouncing back and forth. I know I'm bouncing back and forth here, guys. But oh, and our severe thunderstorm warning has ended, as I kind of figured. Not really any severe hail falling as of right now. I think that storm has kind of all she wrote. And then we also have this storm roaring to the south and east with some giant hail still probably falling in Bienville Parish. Otherwise, Shreveport itself, you guys are done, but the damage is done. This storm here to the north definitely was your big hail producer, your wind-driven hail producer. This whole area, all these little towns here, Benton and Houghton, Princeton, Minden, definitely saw probably a pretty significant looking damage potential with that wind-driven hail. Ranging probably anywhere from even sub-severe up to as large as tennis ball size hail. Storm here in the Houston area. Bit of a weird one, but nonetheless, I think the Magnolia area from Navasota to Magnolia to Stagecoach definitely saw up to, I can say for sure, saw up to golf ball size hail. Tomball, curious to see how that's all going to kind of pan out. I think we had some ping pong ball size hail. I've seen at least one picture with that, and then a lot of sub-severe to up to $1.25 size hail, but it's looking like it was hard hail, guys. So even all the way to Spring, Texas, right along I-45. So quite a bit of homes impacted with this, and quite a bit of hail hitting it. Probably, again, a lot more hail than your typical Houston storm per storm. So it's an interesting one. Definitely 2 at least 3-star maps. And so of course, all available now. You can check it out on hailtrace.com. I think I'm going to wrap things up, though. I'm going to help out the team with everything else as the activity within city centers are winding down. So, Benton hard 2 to 3 inch. Yeah, that Benton hail looked crazy. I mean, I saw windows shattered, like home windows completely destroyed. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, whatever it is that you like to do on these videos here. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks, as always, C3 Group, Maryland Law Group, and Balance Claims. Give us a call, 855-334-4245 with any questions. And, of course, you can check out all of our maps on hailtrace.com. Everything in Texas, one map. Everything in Louisiana is another. So Shreveport, easily a 3-star map. This Houston storm, probably also easily a 3-star map. So make sure you don't miss out on those. Check them out. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next one.
John here with Art of the Supplement, and I wanted to invite you to our brand new Facebook group, Art of the Supplement Nation. We've assembled the industry's top experts to bring you the best answers to all your insurance restoration questions. It's on Facebook, not MySpace. Delete that. You don't need MySpace anymore. Check it out. Facebook.